And there it is, the closing bell from the New York Stock Exchange. U.S. stocks gained today as investors closely monitored the potential for more sanctions against Russia. The day finished the day up around 100 points. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ also saw gains of more. The S&P rose about 1%, the NASDAQ nearly 2%. Shares of Twitter soared by more than 20% after Elon Musk disclosed his 9.2% stake in the company. Joining us now to discuss this news, the latest Twitter announcement, is Brian Sozzi. Brian is an editor-at-large and anchor for Yahoo Finance Live. Brian, welcome. Great to have you with us. So, Elon Musk is now the top shareholder of Twitter with a 73.5 million share purchase. Now, that's worth $2.9 billion. So, what kind of power does this give Musk, and what changes could it allow him to make within Twitter?
Well, when you throw around $3 billion, you think you would have a little bit of power here. But believe it or not, right now, this stake by Musk is viewed as a passive stake. So when you hear the words passive, you're not immediately thinking that Elon Musk comes out here, tries to shake up Twitter's board of directors, or tries to lead new CEO Parag Agrawal into new types of directions. But you talk to a lot of folks on the street, and the mood is perhaps Elon Musk will quickly, maybe within the next month, move this stake to an active role. Should he do that, what does that exactly mean? Maybe the tweeter-in-chief and Elon Musk comes out here and pushes Twitter to improve its disclosure practices, helps them to just better run a cleaner type of platform. Musk has been very vocal on, of course, of all places, Twitter, on what Twitter should be doing to protect its users. But again, right now, this is a passive stake.
So let's try and look into some of the things that Musk has said recently, or, sort of things that he's done around the Twitter space to kind of figure out what he might have in mind, because he has recently questioned the speech practices of Twitter and asked, quote, if they were undermining democracy. He also floated the idea of starting his own platform. We know he has that sort of ongoing beef with that young man who monitors his private plane through his Twitter account. So, do you think that, like you said, do you think that Elon Musk has greater plans to become a little bit more actively involved in Twitter? And if so, what sorts of changes do you think he might make?
Well, the skeptic in me thinks this is classic Elon Musk trying to drive promotional material for Tesla. Tesla's still his baby. At the end of the day, you always have to wonder what his motives are. Is he just tweeting these things at strange hours of the night to drive more interest in Tesla, what he's trying to do there, trying to change the electric vehicle industry, also drive more attentions out there on the world of the internet regarding SpaceX. Oh yeah, another company he's trying to change the world of. But again, I think with Twitter, he just wants to see them perhaps move quicker to better police the site. He's been very vocal on this. And then, of course, as you mentioned, questioning whether this is a free speech type of platform. It could be just Musk using his $270+ billion net worth, trying to move these things along much, much quicker, rather than trying to come out here and trying to create his own social media platform, which would probably be disastrous because you just can't create a social media platform overnight.
So investors, though, did seem to like the fact that that he made this move. Can you explain why that is?
Well, Twitter shares before, even after this move higher in Twitter stock, I believe it closed up 27% on the session, somewhere along those lines. Stock is still down 21% year to date. The stock was down close to 50% in the past year. So there's a lot of skepticism on Wall Street on, is Twitter moving fast enough to make some of the changes that Musk has come out here and tweeted about recently? Also, Twitter's coming off a disappointing quarter where growth has started to slow. It has also started to factor in their outlook. You have a new CEO at the helm. Not saying he hasn't done much, but he has just taken over, and it's unclear what his strategy and plans are for Twitter. And then, oh yeah, amidst all of this, you have Jack Dorsey getting ready to leave the board of directors, likely in a few months. Again, that's all been pre-telegraphed, but still, when you're losing a visionary like Jack Dorsey on your board and operationally, it's usually not a good thing.
From one visionary to another, right? All right. Brian, Susie, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.